Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, didn't think I was going to have to do a part two to last episode, but overall, I felt that anytime when I do a video, podcast episode, TikTok, social media post of any sorts, when I do something talking about just a robot, I gotta remember I also have to address his fans. Because his fans, the thing is this, his fans play a big part of his success. Robot couldn't do it on his own. He needed his fans. All right. And that's something where he can say it in 100 million different ways. Like, oh, I did all this on my own. That's not true. Your fans are literally the backbone, the spine to your YouTube channel. There is no way possible you can have a career without your fan base. So that's one thing about it. You know, if Just a Robot, if he does decide to quit YouTube, leave content creating all that stuff, you know, if he returns let's just lay out both scenarios. Let's just say he comes back to announce that he's retiring. You have to thank your fans. You have to, no, not even that. You have to give your email and your password to your fans. Because like I said, they're the reason why your channel is in the, maybe not state that it's in now, but at one point in time when you was at like peak career, like you was at like the high score, the top of the leaderboard, whatever you want to call it, when you was at the top of your, pretty much like, group. All right, let's just say not group, but like the genre of videos, the commentary. I would have to say he might have not been the best, but he was popular. Like he had his following. You know, he had something going on for himself. But do you think he would have gotten to that point without his fans? No. He still would have been the same person that I had met 9 years ago when he made a video talking about my defending reactors video, having his friends do his dirty work, having his fans do his dirty work. But that's the question that I gotta ask. When has Just a Robot ever done, you know what? And the thing is this, the last time he did something for himself was this Cinnabar stuff, and look how that turned out. That's what happens when you don't listen to your fans. The funny thing is like that whole, even to just even talk on that, did he ask even the person that was, because that's the whole reason why I'm even doing this podcast episode in the first place. So there was one of his fans that commented multiple times on like numerous. I think it was the podcast episode and it was a video that I uploaded of Just a Robot, but they commented numerous times on both of those videos. And then they tweeted out to me. I wish I could still find the tweet. I don't know if I could find the tweet because I did block the person. I was like, I'm not going to respond to this. And, you know, the thing is this. I'm going to take the time to respond to it now. But let me just see if I could find the tweet that they wrote out to me. Okay, so yeah. So I found the tweet. I think this is like a fan of his and stuff because I see them all the time. But anyways... Is this about me? No, I don't think this is about... Is this about me? There's like reviews online should call themselves critics. You're not a critic. You're a rando on the internet. Get off your high horse. Yeah, I don't think that's about me. I think that person is just talking to themselves. But anyways, but no. So overall, this morning I wake up. I seen the tweet. And because I seen that I had a notification, like I check all my socials, so I seen I had a notification check seen, and then the person, they go on to say, you made fun of someone's dead mom and a suicidal person and made over 1,000 videos on Just a Robot over something that was even true. Just a Robot doing bad doesn't put you in the right. That's not how it works. This should not have to be explained. The thing is this though. What is there that needs to be explained? What is there that needs to like further, you know, it needs to be elaborated on. Like it needs I guess your choice of words. And my question to that fan, do you think out of the dying fan base that Just a Robot has right now, do you think that your opinion matters? Let's just say, you know what? Let's just say for the time being, let's just say that was the case. Let's just say I did make fun of somebody's dead mom. Let's say I did ignore some suicidal girl. That's literally the only thing that you guys can say about me. Look at all the stuff that you can say about Just a Robot. Honestly, who do you think is worse? Like, to sit down, you don't know me, you don't know Just a Robot. All you just know is that me and him have drama. Me and him have beef. If you can sit down and genuinely think that how I responded to him, and this all could have been eliminated a long time ago if he had just ignored my video. This was all because of one video. And if he would have just ignored that video, we wouldn't have been in the situation that we're in today. But let's just say that that is the case, all right? I sit down and I think about it, right? And I think most people would think of it that way. If you are poking at a bear, do you honestly think that bear is supposed to just allow you to keep poking at them? My thing is this: if that was the case, I have my reasons. Because when you sit down and you look at all the crap, even just with other people that has talked on their experience with Just a Robot, but just to even talk on my experience with Just a Robot, 9 years of just random hatred, 9 years of racist comments, 9 years of harassment, 9 years of having to look over my shoulder every time when I upload a video to see dislikes, hate comments, what else? And I'm saying it wasn't just one video, it wasn't just 10 videos, it was thousands of videos over a 4-year period of just non-stop hatred. So I'm supposed to just look at this and be like, yeah, I deserved everything that I've dealt with. The funny thing is that they say it doesn't work that way. So how is it supposed to work? How is it supposed to, you're being harassed for 9 years. You want to call it criticism. Everybody in this world's going to call it harassment. But put yourself in my shoes. And I'm not trying to hear that stuff of, oh, I'm not a content creator, so therefore I ain't got to put myself in. No, put yourself in my shoes. How do you think you would have responded to the situation? Because the funny thing is that all I said about Just a Robot when he made his first video about me is that I don't care. Overall, that was the message behind that video. I do not care about your opinion. Go watch something else. How did you guys overall responded to that? Racist comments talking about my appearance, non-stop harassment, can't go to any platform whatsoever. And I'm supposed to just be like, oh, well, I deserve that because I downplayed his video. I deserve all of the stuff that I've been through. But the funny thing is that the case that I laid out, that I ignored, I ignored a suicidal girl and I made fun of a dead mom, that was even the case. That's the thing that I mean by his fans, is that they want to keep spreading this lie. They want to keep spreading this rumor and try to, I guess, I don't know, get in my head and make me think to myself that I'm a bad person. I'm not a bad person. I was there the 9 years where I was dealing with Just a Robot and his fans. And I don't look at myself as a bad person at all. So I guess his fans, they can take that however they want to take that. But that's how I'm going to, for the rest of my life and the years to come, where I'm much more older, and then there's just that random moment in my life where I'm just sitting down and reflecting on my content creating career, and I get to thinking about that drama. I am not going to look at myself as the bad person. So I guess if you're wanting to know, will I ever do that? No, it's not going to happen today, tomorrow, or any other day for the rest of my life. I'm going to go to my grave thinking on how I handled this situation. Best case scenario. All right. That is on the best possible way I could have handled that situation between me and Just a Robot. By me continuing being the person that I am and not allowing somebody's opinion to overtake my content creating career. That's something that a lot of people need to understand, that when you start up something, all right, you got to finish it. You got to be in control of it. You know, that's something that, and you know, the thing is this, like recently, I bought a Bible and I've been reading it. I've been reading just like, you know, just starting from beginning to end. And it talks on, you know, because I believe that Just a Robot, he's a biblical person. You know, I don't overall know what his religion is, but just based on some content I've seen of his, yeah, I can say that I believe that he's a biblical person. So that's the first thing that they talk on in the Bible is God's creation of earth. on how he created everything. And there's one part of like that section in Genesis where he's talking about like, or overall it's talking about how he looked at his creation and he's seen it as everything was good. You know, when he created heaven, when he created earth, when he created cattle, when he created Adam and Eve, he created all these different things and he looked at it as good. So fast forward all these different people's creations where you got some people out there creating things for the negative. I'm saying when you look at Just a Robot's content creating career, what positive things have came out of that content creating career? How has other people been affected in a positive way? Do you think them people that he was harassing at VidCon, do you think they were affected by Just a Robot in a positive way? No, they wasn't. Do you think that the former friends and allies he used to have, do you think that they were affected by him in a positive way? No, they wasn't. Do you think the people that watched the Cinnabare video that he did, do you think that they were affected in a positive way? No, they wasn't. Anybody that has crossed paths with Just a Robot has not been affected by him in a positive way. It's always been, he takes something from me, and as he's taking something from me, somehow, some way, he manipulates me into thinking because Just a Robot, took something from you, you have to give me something in return. That's always been his motto as a content creator, and most likely as a person outside of content creating. So and the funny thing is like, I feel like that's always been his thing with me, is that he thinks he understands me. He thinks he knows me as a person. He thinks he can watch a 5-minute video on me or a 6-7 minute video on me and things, however long that Defending Reactors video was and any other video I made. He all of a sudden knows everything that he needs to know about me. He doesn't. And then for the fans, that's the part that just really trips me out. For the fans to just stand by him, support him. And you know, that's one thing that I've been paying attention to, like, just for my whole life, is when I see how just people act when they're a follower. You know, they're not a leader. It's like I see that in school where there's that leader in the friend group. There's that, I'm trying to think of some other situations. I guess leader in the content creating world. You know, there's that boss or manager or supervisor at your 9-to-5 job. But there's not anybody that's trying to take that position or even overall be in that position. And that's something where I'm like, I just don't get how there are literal grown men in Just a Robot's fan base, grown men and women on top of that. You know, we add women in the mix too, but there's just overall, there are grown adults in Just a Robot's fan base that can't look after themselves. You rely on him. You live off of him. It's honestly just like that old Shrek video where it was like, Shrek is love, Shrek is life. That's how, and jokes aside, like putting it, like taking away the joking factor of that video, that is literally you guys and Just a Robot. That to me, I had to say, if I had an opportunity to restart my content creating career, and it's either just start my own just wave, go down my own lane and be my own person, or be a part of a group. The thing is this, there is absolutely nothing wrong. I'm not trying to downplay people that's a part of, like YouTube groups, like organized, like gaming organizations, all that. I was a part of a gaming organization at one point in time. But anyways, my thing is this, there ain't nothing wrong with that. But it's just to blindly follow this person. You don't even recognize the wrong that he's doing, because you guys are so caught up on being in the limelight, being his number one fan and all that stuff. I don't want people like that underneath me. And that's one thing about it, where it's like, if I recognize where somebody is being weird like that, I'm going to check them. I'm going to let them know, you do not have to fight my battles. You don't have to, anytime when I'm getting into it, like I can just simply say that, oh, I don't like this new drink at McDonald's. I'm not asking you to tear down every single McDonald's. Me as a content creator, the only thing that I want to be achieved or to achieve throughout my content creating career is to be heard. Relate to people that can relate to my issues. Have it where we are looking at each other as equals. And that's a question that I have for Just a Robot and his fans. first asking Just a Robot, do you look at yourself as equal to your fans? And then asking Just a Robot's fans that pretty much same question, but in a different way. Do you think Just a Robot views you guys as an equal? He doesn't. I guarantee and I promise you he doesn't. Because my thing is this. If he did, he would include you guys on stuff. I can tell just based on his content that he's never included you guys once in any of the decisions of his videos. This man can come out with a video clucking like a chicken, all right, wearing a Spider-Man outfit in some oversized Jordans, holding a wrench in one hand and holding a bottle of Dr. Pepper in another hand. I'm trying to think, out in the middle of a field, all right, running around in circles. Do you guys think that's a far-fetched video? I don't even know how I even improvise some stuff like that. No, that is not a video idea, and no, I will not ever do that video. That just seems way too active, and I'm like, nah, that's just doing too much. But anyways, jokes aside, do you think that if he in any video, all right, even the thing is this, he does this Cinebear video, right? And the number one thing in the comment sections, people are probably asking him for is just to properly apologize for the situation. How did he respond to that video? Oh, I apologize, but Kumo leaked out the video. I gotta talk on this. I gotta talk on fart fetishes. I gotta, talk on how, or overall defending myself on how I wasn't harassing and stalking these individuals at VidCon. No, I gotta talk on everything else, try to take your guys' mind off of this Cinebear stuff. But it's like, fam, if this is the end of your career, that's what you're gonna be known for. You're not gonna be known for nothing else. If there's something next that I can put in his head, because I know subscribers and views have been embedded in his head ever since me and him have came across each other. That's one thing that I want to embed in his head. There is absolutely nothing else that you can possibly do throughout your content creating career that can overlook this Cinebear video that you did and all the other different things. Like, this is it. This is like peak career moment in your whole career and your whole existence on the internet. And then just talking to his fans, I'm like, this, and pretty much same for you guys. This is the highest amount of, I guess, like just placement that you're going to have on the internet. You're not going to achieve nothing. If just based on your guys' having it where, when did this person tweet out to me? Because it was early in the morning. It was 4 a.m. You're up 4 a.m. Listening to my podcast episode, knowing that you're going to have a certain feeling about it, watching my videos, you already have it made up in your... I think I've seen this person before too, defending Just a Robot and like being all buddy with him. Hold on for a second. I wonder... Nah, they don't have like no... I don't think they have no YouTube channel, but overall though, it's... Yeah, to me, it's sad. It's sad to see that for somebody. I'm like, fam... You have your whole life ahead of you. And my thing is this. If this person, whoever this person was that reached out to me this morning, was commenting on my videos and tweeted out to me, if you're underage, you have your whole life ahead of you. Change it right now. Because I'm saying, if you go into your adult years, right? And you're my age, all right? Like, let's say it gets to that point where you're my age. You're 28 years old, and you still worried about a TMossBoss video, podcast episode, social media post. You ain't achieved nothing in life. Absolutely nothing. Like that, like I said, where you guys are at right now, as a Just a Robot fan, that's as high as you guys is going to get. Your brain cannot accept achieving anything higher than that. And to me, I'm like, to have a brain like that, I'm like, fam, like, and the thing is this, you guys talking to Just a Robot fans, you guys set it up that way. That's, to me, I'm like, there are all these different things that you can do. You could be kickstarting your own content creating career. You could be getting outside of content creating and just starting a career somewhere else. I'm saying, like, there's, like, just to even talk on some of the friends, like, just from school, like friends that like from my old job, like, all right, just talking on that. One of my like, I've mentioned him numerous times throughout my podcast, but anyways, my friend Jack, he's in a band. All right, he's a bass player for this band. I listened to their music. There is this album that they came out with not too long ago, and it was a good album. He's achieving things in his life. All right, I think it was like the last time I remember talking with him. I think he was say he got engaged, all that other stuff, and I was all like, yeah, he's achieving things in his life. All right. Let me think of some other people. There's another co-worker, a friend of mine's at that place, where he's been traveling a lot. And I'm like, okay, so he got that down on lock. He's doing traveling, exploring. He's just overall being free. I like that for him. I think that that's good. I'm like, hey, yeah, I'm like, get your traveling on. I'm like, I'm trying to think. I couldn't really make out where he was like traveling to and stuff. I'm like, if you are trying to get to that point where you travel outside the country, I hope you achieve that. And then with Jack and his band, I'm like, I hope you guys win a Grammy one day. I hope your guys' music get played in a movie. Even if it's because I'm like, that's one thing that I would like to do is sit down, write out a movie script, and then have just music. But overall, I'm like, yeah, if there's a scene that fits one of their songs, oh yeah, it's definitely gonna get at it. I might just create a whole scene for that movie to where their music is playing in the background and stuff, just so they're like, yeah, it's like you guys, whether it's a short film, full-length film, movie theaters, sci-fi movie, Lifetime, I don't care. My thing is this, I want that for you guys, all right? I'm pretty sure that's something where it's all like, nah, we ain't gonna pass up that opportunity of our song not being in a movie and stuff. So yeah, it's like we definitely want that. We definitely want our songs to be in the movie. But anyways, but even just friends from school, like there's this one girl I remember I was cool with, and it's like we still kind of are till this day. I mean, it's like we don't have like conversations, but I mean, I guess like we still follow each other through social media. I feel like that's like a certain distance, with being friends. But anyways, regardless, she was I think she was going to school overseas. And I remember we were talking about that, and I was like, dang, I that's cool. I was like, that's something. I'm like, I didn't think of that, but I'm like, yeah, if it was a situation, I think where it's like, I would go back in time, and then it's like that was laid out on the table to go to school overseas. Yeah, I would have definitely looked into that, because I think it was I think she was like not a translate. What do they call it? Where it's like you go over there and you kind of like help people. I don't know. I guess we can, just overall, for the time's sake, for the sake of this episode, right now, call it a translator. But yeah, she was over seas doing that, but I think she was going to school too. And then what else? There was a friend of mine's not too long ago where they graduated from college. What are some other situations? And even with content creating, seeing it where there's friends of mine's reaching like new levels of success when it comes to Twitch, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. I'm saying like it's one of those things where I'm seeing all these different people achieving stuff, and then it gets back to me. What is TMossBoss doing? Oh, what's that one guy from school that was always talking about how he's uploading YouTube videos? I wonder what he's up to right now. Oh, let me go and look his name. Well, what was his name again? Well, I know his name was Tyler, but I'm like, what was his YouTube? No, TMossBoss. Okay, let's look up his name right now. Let me just take a moment, because I know people are probably not going to like this, but let me just take a moment to brag about my content creating career. No. Not even just content creating career, my career, all right? YouTube, over 100,000 subscribers, over 100 million views, all right? Instagram, over 3,000 followers, millions of views, all right? Because they don't really have it set up. They might have it set up like YouTube where you can look at your statistics properly and stuff. But anyways, TikTok, thousands of followers. I think, 16,000 followers in multiple videos. And that's the thing with YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Multiple videos with over millions of views. Not just over a million, millions of views. That means I got videos on Instagram with millions upon millions of views. All right. I think it's a video. I think Instagram might be the place. If I remember correctly, the last video I think that I had. Where's my phone at? Dang, I don't even know. Is my phone on my bed? I think, here it goes. All right, so I was like, I don't know why. It's like, that's crazy. I can see how people, and they leave their phone somewhere. Because I just recently did that, left my phone at home. and went out exercising. And I'm like, bro, I luckily I had my Apple Watch where I can just listen to my music, because I'm like, no, when I exercise, I gotta listen to my music. I can't just be out there exercising, just listening to cars, trees, random animal noises and stuff, trying to figure out what it is and stuff. But anyways, do they have it where, hold on for a second, last 30 days, do they have like a lifetime, last 90 days? Let's see what it says. Over 2 million views in the last 90 days. And let's see. And then yeah, from Reels, it lets you know, one video 1.6 million views, and then all the other videos, yeah, it's like thousands of views, coupled with 200,000 views, then one with over 100,000, and then one with 39,000. Yeah, I'm like, fam, my thing is this. And what's crazy is that there are still videos that I need to record. There's still, channels that I'm, trying to reconstruct into something else. Like just recently got into doing reading books. So it's like got a book reading channel, trying to educate myself on some things. What else? Then yeah, having it where it's like in the past 5 years, I put out, because I remember I put out the Legacy trilogy of music, and then just in these past few years put out the Wastelanders trilogy. So yeah, it was Wastelanders 1, Wastelanders 2, Wastelanders 3, and then a deluxe album. I ain't never put out no deluxe album, but I put out a deluxe album. It's like, and that's the thing, I feel like that Just a Robot and his fans, they're not even like properly hearing it. I am, just to say it in the most clearest way possible, okay, in the most simplest way possible, I am making moves. If you guys don't understand that, it's because you're not capable of making moves. You have tried to make moves, and you found yourself in the same spot that you was at yesterday, a week ago, a month ago, a year ago, 10 years ago. At least I can say that I'm going somewhere with my content creating career. Like I said, full circle on Just a Robot and his fans. This is peak. This is the biggest spotlight that you guys is gonna get, but you're not gonna get anything else. This is literally your life. It may seem dark, but I'm just saying, okay? This is what happens when you live a negative lifestyle. You don't achieve nothing. Absolutely nothing. Just when you think you're about to achieve something, you end up doing something stupid, like uploading a Cinebear defending video, and then you get this spotlight on yourself where you got people like me just having fun with the situation. You got other people that's talking on your experience, on their experience with you. You got it where there's others, where it's like, I was just in his stream today. And a shout out to Chris the Narc. Make sure if you guys haven't, go subscribe to him. But anyways, I was in his stream today, and he was reacting to some sort of video that was included Just a Robot. But overall, I'm like, you gonna have people like him where he's having fun with the situation. You got it where there's people that you have even gotten into it with. They're having fun with the situation. So it's like, it's one of those things where, going back to yesterday's episode, I guess this is where the not sequel, but just kind of pretty much repeating what I said. If you return in August and you still want to have this negative energy about yourself, all right, going back to, biblical TMossBoss, may God have mercy on your soul. Because it's one of those things where I'm like, I feel like that it's just, it's almost, and I'm like, I feel like this is kind of a dark thing to say, but it's like, you're going to look at yourself in a way where it's like, it's either going to be in the mirror or as you're doing a video, but you're going to be saying and doing things. This is talking to Just a Robot. His fans, none of anything that you guys say don't matter. It's like, you be gone, all right? But anyways, talking to Just a Robot, ending it off with this. You're going to be recording your next video, and it's gonna be some toxic video. And you know that it's gonna be a toxic video. You ain't gonna have, well, I can't say his roommate anymore, but there ain't gonna be not one single person. If your girlfriend's still with you, there is not going to be one single person. It's gonna probably be to that. It's gonna get to that point too. Girlfriend gonna break up with you. Nobody don't want to be bothered with you. You know your family's gonna be like, fam, what's going on with you? Like you need to get help. Like your family is gonna, because I guarantee and I promise you, his family don't know about his content creating career. You think his parents know about his content creating? If they do, he's probably telling them in a way where they're taking his side more than anybody else's side. All right, like yeah, let's see Just the Robot's parents react to one of my videos. I would love to see how that I just know it'd be someday they'll say something racist, all like, for his lighting to be like how it is, he's still kind of black and stuff. Like what's and then it's like now his parents is getting canceled on social media. But anyway, probably his family, now thinking about his family and everybody around him are probably just normal minded people hanging out with somebody like Just a Robot. Yeah, I can see how you'll think of some negative things. It's kind of like watching a UFC fight. Then you get that sudden urge of just wanting to be violent and stuff. So it's like, yeah, I feel like that's usually how it is with Just the Robot's peoples, around him and stuff. But anyways, my thing is this. But you're going to come back. You're going to be doing a negative video. You are going to be looking at yourself almost in a third person way to where there ain't going to be no way possible of going like backtracking on what you said. Like you are going to actually feel bad. You're going to want to apologize and do all these other different things, but it's going to be too late. People ain't going to take what you say seriously. And then you're going to find yourself in a situation where you ain't going to have no choice but to leave your content creating career. Or maybe the thing is this, all right, not trying to jinx myself, because I know there's at times when people, they say that where they're all like, oh, I'm not going to do nothing negative. The next thing you know, they're all like, oh, such and such went and, I don't know, drop kicked the old man or something. I'm like, I would have my reasons on drop kicking the old man. But anyways, yeah, I feel like that would be the time where he would decide. Because, yeah, let's say my thing is this. He would definitely postpone his little vacation and stuff. He's like, nah, bruh. My thing is this. If I were to do something that was like equally, if not worse than his Cinnabare video, oh, he would come back right here and now. I'm like, if it would be a situation where I was doing apology videos and interviews and all these other things and just saying all this stuff that was just overall incriminating myself, he would come back. So that's why when they try to make me feel bad for the situation between myself and Just the Robot and his fans, I don't feel bad for how I handled myself. If anything, I'm proud of myself. I'm proud to say that, and it was honestly on some like just, and it's funny how many times I've watched that movie, and there's just certain things in life where it's like you go and you watch a movie and you're like, huh. It's like, you just watching, it's like, man, that's a crazy scene or something. But then it's something that you can reference, with your like own life situations. But I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are familiar with the movie The Shawshank Redemption. It's about this guy that was wrongfully put in prison for a murder that he did not commit. He was in prison. It was a corrupt prison on top of that. He was in there for 15 years. I feel like that this part of the movie, it's overall going to be spoiling the movie for you, but I ain't gonna spoil the whole movie. Like, there's a lot of different scenes in that movie where it's like, it's almost as if it's an adventure movie, and it all just takes place in prison. Like, all the different things that happen. Like, there's the ending where there's some different stuff, and then, but yeah, it's like, but overall, there was a scene in that movie where he was breaking out of prison, and then there was a scene where he was just busting on this sewer pipe, and he was trying to, so he can escape and things, because that was his only way of escaping. So anyways, he busts through the sewer pipe, all this like poop, manure, just all this just bodily fluids come flying out and stuff. He crawled, I think they said it was like 2 football fields, but he crawled through like 2 football field size like just sewer line and stuff, crawled out, threw up in there. I was like, I'm even sitting down thinking about it. I'm like, but my thing is this. When you sit down and you look at that situation, you're wrongfully in prison, all right? You ain't did nothing wrong. You have an opportunity to escape, all right? That's how I look at this situation between me and Just a Robot, all right? It's like I got put in this sewer line. I would say it wasn't no 2 football fields. It was like 9 years worth of a sewer line, okay? 9 years worth of a sewer line, but I crawled through that, okay? I got out. I kneeled down in the water and I let the rain hit my face and things. But I can say that I came out clean on the other side. And that's something where I'm like, people may hear this and laugh, but I'm like, fam, that's how I feel. I feel like I just crawled through some of the worst crap that I could have been through as a content creator, having it where I have literally a growing fan base. Like when I sit down and I think about my time going at it with Just a Robot, I was going at it with a growing fan base. That means that there is going to be people from all over the world hating on my videos, okay? I got through that. I got through the videos. I got through the comments. I got through the nonstop harassment, And the thing is this, having just that year in 2020, where I had got involved with the Rainbow Six Siege community, and that's a community that I'm never going to forget. That's a community still to shout out again to all those YouTubers, McNasty, Blarg, the Do Soup, Sniping Soup. That was his I think he just goes by Soup now. But anyways, Grizzy, Jordy. I'm trying to think of some other. There was the not Harley TBS, but there was another guy named Harley that was a part of the Rainbow Six Siege community. I'm trying to think. Crispy Concords, Yummy. I'm saying there was a whole community of these guys. I'm saying I still got the videos up when I reacted to them. So overall, I'm like, yeah, it's something where just that community getting involved, doing reaction videos to their community, and then pretty much being welcomed in, having it where there's fans of these guys that's now being a fan of me. Subscribing to my channel, having it where I remember in 2020, I think it was early that year, because I remember that was one of the last few times I remember seeing Just a Robot talk about me. But anyways, I remember early that year, while I was still going at it with his fans, well, more so when his fans were still hating on my videos and stuff. But anyways, I remember I had hit 13,000 subscribers, and I got to talking about it on social media, and he decided for some odd reason to make fun of it, oh, he's just now hitting 13,000 subscribers. I'm like, yeah, when you have a whole community of people, you sit down and think about this is a state almost. This is a large city. But when you have a community of people hating on your videos, putting your videos further and further down in the algorithm. So when you're when overall searching up a TMossBoss video, you got to do some scrolling. You got to do, but now it's different. It's changed. When you search up TMossBoss, my videos pop up. Not Just a Robot video, my videos. But when you have it when it's set up that way, right? And then I was getting ready to make a point and it just completely slipped my mind. Dang, I hate when I do that. But anyways, improvise and moving on. But yeah, having it where it's you do that, you go through that crap, and then it's you look up, and then, or no, so that's what I was talking about, the 13,000, but then having it where it's okay, so I hit 13,000 subscribers, I get involved with the Rainbow Six Siege community, I hit 15,000 subscribers. Then out of nowhere, I hit 20,000 subscribers. I start growing. I start having some growth on YouTube. My videos start getting recognized. Having it where it's you can look my name up. Hold on for a second. Let me see what pops up when you look my name up real quick. I ain't gonna, and it's then just talking on last year. I'm no, I'm gonna talk on last year, the videos that I was, Kristen Nark just uploaded a video talking about Just a Robot. I'm gonna have to check that out. I think I had seen what video it is too. But anyways, let's see. So yeah, having it where it's all then of course the honorable mentions, McJuggernuggets. I have to say that was the first community that I got a part of. El Presador, Soft Willie, Goons, and I was yeah, McNasty, Blarg, Soup, the Dude, guys like that. But anyways, Deller, but it's having it where it's now videos that I'm known for, it's them videos is popping up, but having it where it's 20,000 subscribers. Then it's right before 2024, I had 30 something thousand subscribers and stuff. Oh, it was over 30,000. But anyways, it got to the point where I think Just a Robot, he took notice of this. He knew that I was going to grow. He knew that I was going to have a successful moment on YouTube. It was something where it's as much as he hates to admit that, and as much as he does that he wouldn't want to admit it, but he has to. He has to actually be honest. He has to actually understand that somebody like me was going to make it, all right? But my thing is this. he tries setting up this meeting between both me and him, because this is at a point in time when his downfall was happening. So he figured, oh, well, I'll just go and have some, probably was going to be a recorded conversation, and then just have it where he just tries to set me up for failure, because this is something that him and his fans are known for. This is something that they do. They love to set people up for failure. They love to set people up just so they can have some sort of content or something to talk on, because I guarantee and I promise you, Just a Robot fan, probably even gonna be that fan that reached out to me. They gonna reach out after this podcast episode airs. They gonna reach out to me, and I'm like, my thing is this: please, if you are going to reach out to me, say something different, say something new, say something unique. I know you're gonna hear this part of the episode. That's what I want for you guys. Not to be all like, oh, you did just the good old reliable. Oh, you ignored the suicidal girl. You made fun of somebody's dead mom. Okay, and that's all I'm gonna say about that from now on. Every time when somebody brings, because I've defended myself on that numerous times, and just recently having it where that whole situation with the suicidal girl was proven to be fake. That's all I'm gonna say about it now. Okay, and because I'm like, you guys know that that's not the truth. But anyways, getting back to Just a Robot, getting back to the last time me and him had a conversation. So, or not even more so a conversation, but the last time we were involved in a conversation. Didn't really address him, but overall I was talking about him. And then it was a friend of his that was trying to set us up for a call and things. But my thing is this, I'm like, look, he wants to apologize. That's all that he needs to do. You know, it's like if he can tweet it out, make a quick video, whatever the case may be, and look how he handled that situation. Had the opportunity to, but he didn't. And then look how that turned out. Where then, talking on 2024, I start uploading voiceover videos. All of a sudden, I went from 30-something thousand subscribers to 130-something thousand subscribers, having it where now my videos, let me just check my most viewed videos real quick. Hold on for a second. Let me go to YouTube Studio content. And I know people are going to be all like, oh, it's not your main videos. My main videos or my full-length videos, I got 4 videos with over 100,000 subscribers or 100,000 views. One just recently reaching 500,000 views. This is a reaction video. This was the video that these guys tried to get me to stop uploading, and that's the funny thing about it. It's like, that's all of my videos, all of my most viewed videos, full-length videos. It's all reaction videos. I have to say it's one, hold on for a second. Okay, so yeah, I'm just going down the list. So it's one, let's see, 2, 3. I don't know why they don't include this as a short, because I mean it's a 6-second video. Four videos outside of the most viewed reaction videos. But anyways, now let's go to the shorts real quick. Let's see so I got one video with 14 million views, another video with 13 million, one with 11 million, 9 million, another one with 9 million, 7 million, 4 million, 3 million, 2 million, and 3 videos with over 1 million views. And the funny thing is that he did see this, because he made a video. He made his last video about me talking about where TMossBoss is at right now. Did absolutely nothing to me, did absolutely nothing for him. And a matter of fact, his channel, the funny thing is that I think that channel he uploaded that video on was already losing subscribers. Then he decided, oh, we gonna upload a blockbuster video. We gonna upload the all-time most successful video of all time. He decided that he was going to defend a YouTuber that is a known pedophile. How did that turn out for him? So the funny thing is that, you know, going back to what that individual said on Twitter and YouTube numerous times, all like, it doesn't work that way. It's then how my thing is this: how is this working out for, I guess, for both sides? How is this working out for me, and how is it working out for Just a Robot? Please explain. Please explain in full sentences. I imagine that you are either in school or graduated from school. If you are a dropout, then fam, you should not be on the internet arguing with people, all right? But anyways, my thing is this: explain. How is it supposed to work out? Because that's one thing about it, is that you guys had 9 years to take me off of YouTube. You came up with stories. You started rumors. You gave me nonstop harassment. You left some of the most craziest hate comments that I have ever seen in my life. And the thing is this, referencing that good old Shawshank Redemption movie, I'm saying if they do a remake of that movie, I'm going to try out for the main role. I'm like, it's either going to be that or Morgan Freeman. I know I ain't got no Morgan Freeman voice, but I'm going to definitely have a part in that movie. All right, and I might have like some little Easter egg that's going to reference this time frame on YouTube and things. But overall, I climbed through a sewer line, and I came out clean on the other side. So, and the thing is this, when you find yourself referencing Just a Robot's community, his fan base, his little area on YouTube, it's corrupt. Look at all of the people that have came out of his group and they've been exposed on something. Him, his editor. I'm trying to think of some other people that was involved. I think there was the Lyle Convoy guy, Kumo. Wasn't him and Kumo cool at one point in time? I think that there was he got exposed on some stuff. Literally everybody, okay, that has called themselves a quote unquote friend, fan, supporter, whatever of Just a Robot has been exposed on something, and most likely the individual that was reaching out to me, they're gonna get exposed on something. All right. So, but yeah, that's my my challenge for any, I guess, current Just a Robot fan, the last few fans that he got. But please tell me something that I haven't heard, where I can actually sit down and, have something new to say, because it is getting extremely difficult, to do these types of podcast episodes, find all these different new things to say. That's why I had to reference some of the old stuff that I said. But I feel like, this is one of those episodes where I'm like, I feel good. I feel good, with just how I carried myself in this episode. I felt like that this is one of them things where it's like, if I was a wrestler, they were like, dang, he just cut promo of the year. I know I definitely would have had me some commercial breaks talking for 45 minutes straight and stuff. But unless this was like that part of the show where they was like, oh, it's going to be commercial free. But I feel like I handled myself well. All right. So the thing is this. And like I said before, in another, a podcast episode or a video, whatever the situation is, Just a Robot's train is coming to a stop. It's one of those things where it's like, or more so the hate train, yeah, overall, but just giving it its respectful name, the Just a Robot train, it is coming to a stop. And eventually, it ain't gonna have nowhere else to go. And if he decides to go backwards and just pretty much have it to where he got to go through this stuff all over again, what are you overall achieving? That's what I have to say, that is my question with Just a Robot. What are you trying to achieve with your content creating career? What is the all-time goal? What is something that it's all like, man, this is the number one thing that I want to achieve? Because I know people, I feel like they will ask me that same question. They're like, well, what are you trying to achieve with your content creating career? I'm just trying to make the best out of it. To be honest, have it where it's all like, I can look up and say that I proved each and every one of my doubters wrong. People that just say, oh, he's just having fun. He ain't really doing no hard work. He ain't doing that. I'm trying to have it where people are like, dang, he made it. He did something. And I'm already hearing that now, where I feel like that I am still a relatively small content creator. When was the last time somebody said that with Just a Robot? And he got more subscribers than me. So that's what I'm saying. I'm like, fam, you got to really sit down and think about it, what you're trying to do with your content creating career. Because if this is it, look at how it's turning out. All right. So, yeah, if it ain't, my thing is this. If it ain't going to work for me in the way that I guess it's supposed to work, it's definitely not working for Just a Robot. So, anyways, with that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for it. My thing is this, it's if he's trying to figure out because I feel like he is doing that. He's sitting down trying to think, well, what did I do wrong? I ain't do anything wrong. Look at all the people that are making videos about you. It's like, I get that, there was people in his community that was making videos about me. You got random people making videos about you. I would have to say that's the difference between me and him, is that you got people that actually have it out for you. It was only your fans that had it out for me. And it's honestly, it's something where I'm like, you know what? It's just, yeah, it's sad. I feel like I said everything I need to say about his fans. But yeah, overall, it's one of those, it's something where if his fans ain't convinced, or if they're not like, they're, realizing that, dang, like I did mess up in this whole situation, then, like, yeah, like I said, they ain't gonna achieve nothing. But I do feel like I am just overall repeating myself. I said everything I need to say. So anyways, with that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Stay tuned for the next episode. Like, subscribe, viewing this on YouTube. Follow, subscribe, viewing this on the podcast streaming service. And peace.